Okay, so in the video description, we're going to have the starting project for this Jumia admin clone. This Jumia admin clone is an incredible application on its own. We will be able to create items, we'll be able to create orders, and we'll be able to see all our products here. Now, I've already explained how this works in our previous video in the main Jumia e-commerce clone. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to code the admin panel. Now, I've put out a starting project. I want you to download that and npm install it. And once you've done that, then you'll have something like this. And from here, we can continue. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to list out all our products in our dashboard. So we're going to be creating the fetching code. First of all, we have to go to our Firebase console. In our package.json, we already have Firebase installed. So we want to create a new file here. And title this file firebase.js. So in this firebase.js is nothing complex, just everything is pretty much straightforward. We used it in our e-commerce clone as well. We are just importing this initialize app, get firestore, get storage, because we're going to be using all of this. And our Firebase configuration, our API key, auth domain, project ID, storage bucket, message, and app ID. All these are saved in our environmental variables, which we have to create now. So we're going to create a new file, and we're going to say .env.local. Also, if you want to connect it to your application to this, we've already done that. So over here, you should be able to go to project settings, and you'll be able to see your project name, project ID. See here, this is all we're just using. We're just adding some things to this. So try and get this, put it here, and then create your environmental variable file. And just copy what we're going to need. We're not going to need this Google secrets here. All we're going to need is just our API key or domain, all of this. So make sure you start saving it with next public and then the name, the key for it. And then in your Firebase, you say process.env.nextPublic Firebase API key. This is how you call it in any part of your application. So once we've done this, we've connected our app to our Jumia. We want to list all the products in our, or should we create before we list? I think we should create before we list. Now, for us to create, we're going to be using our storage. I want you to go to your storage and get started and put it on test mode for a start. So as you can see, we already have a lot of products here. Then your Firestore database, I want you to also get started and create a collection products. I've already done that here. I want you to create collection products. We created the collection orders when we were working on the Jumia clone itself. So on this admin page, we're just going to create the products collection, and that's just basically it. So I'll just come back here. So create an item. This is where we create items. So I want to just come to create index, and this is what we'll be using to create this item. Okay, so here we're going to first of all create our form data. So we're going to say constant form data, set form data dot reuse stakes. Okay, so now that we've created our form data, we're just going to create an array inside this, which we're going to be using the title, categories, product price. The default product price for all our products is 1,000. So if you don't give any product a price, it's going to default 1,000. A brand, details, feature, specification, units, delivery method, delivery price, and product image. So I believe that is straightforward. So now we're going to create the forms that we're going to link to this form data. So here we want to say class name, minimum, the height of string. Okay. I just want to create a header and say class name, margin 5. Here we're going to say create first. Okay, so once we've done this, let's check our code. Refresh. Let's start our instance. npm and so we're going to allow it to start. Okay, so let's come back here and refresh. Okay, so we can see create products. All right. First one we're going to create the image. Let me just paste that. So here we have let's just remove this. I'll show you guys that later on. So we're going to use file picker from Evergreen UI. So let's import it. We're going to use file picker from Evergreen UI to select our files. So we're going to say div class name margin top 5. Then we're going to just put a p tag here and just say product image. We're going to use our file picker here. Give it a bit of styling. It's going to give it a max width of XX. Okay, I'm going to give it a placeholder. And it's going to be upload projects image. Then on change, is going to be equal to, let's get the files. I'm going to set from data. And we're going to array the structure in here. From data. And we're going to say product image. Product image is going to be files first in the array 0. So we're just going to do that. Then we're going to close this and save. Okay, so we've saved that. So now that we've done that, we're going to do the next option. Which is just an input. The default value will be the form data.title, and on change, we're just going to change the title to the event.target.value in this input. So nothing much. And the next one we're going to do is going to be a select options for the category. Let's paste that here. So here we're just creating a select. All this is from DaisyUI. So we're just creating select and we're saying on change the categories to any of these categories here. So as you can see, they have their value. The default value is this other category. So in case you don't select a category, it will just go under other categories has the value. So that's that for the select. Now we're going to do the product price. In our product price, we're just having the type will be number. The default value will be the form data.product price. Placeholder is the product price, obviously. And on change, we're just changing the product price with this event.target.value. And the next one, we're going to be collecting the brand, changing the brand for our form. So in here, our inputs, we're just changing the brand with target value. That's just it. This. So here we have a text area that helps collect the product details, any details you have of the products. And we're just setting the form data details to be event.target.value. It's just repeatedly the same thing. So here we're also doing the key features of the product. Then for the next one, we're doing the specifications. So we're just changing the specifications here. The next one, we're doing the number of units available. So here you get to fill in how many units of this product do you have available. Do you have 10? Do you have 2? Do you have 11? Do you have 100 or 200, etc.? So you can see events, just units, events, the target of value. The next one we're doing is the pay on delivery option and delivery method option. You can tell your users to pay before delivery, or they have to do a free, or they are entitled to a free delivery, or they pay on delivery. So you give your customers the option that they want. So you select the option that is for that product. So if the product is a free delivery product, you select that. If it's not, you select that. So over here, we have the delivery price for the product. Now we set here. And then last but not least, we have the submit button. So here we're just submitting data, and on clicking is going to our on submit form. So now we're going to write the logic for our form after we've linked all this with all these inputs. Okay, so here we're going to start. So we're going to say constant submit form equals to, it's an async function, and event to stop event the page from refreshing. So we're going to say event dot event default here. So here we're going to say constant results equals to await upload product. So now we need to go and work on the upload product code before we continue here. So we're going to go to our here. We're going to create a folder. I'm going to create a lib folder. So in our lib folder, we're going to say upload products. Not typing. So we're going to say upload products. I forgot to add JS, so we're going to rename this .js. Okay. So we're going to get some imports. We're going to paste those imports here. So import our DB storage collection add doc upload bytes ref and get download URL. So let's create the logic. So we're going to say export constant upload product this has space. Okay, equals to async function. And remember, we're getting the, let's go back to our pages. Here we're going to pass in this form data, which is going to have all this inside. So we're just going to copy this. Going to copy. Where's my copy? Don't find copy. Just say control copy. Go to products and paste this here. Now I want to copy again. Just come back here. Intro copy. Yeah. And paste. So here we're just going to delete all of this. Okay. So this is all we are getting. So we're not going to come here. I'm going to say so function. So we're going to say the first thing we're going to do, we're going to upload the image. So we're going to say image ref equal to ref and storage, yes, storage. And in our storage, we want to put it in a folder where we're going to say, we're going to take the title. We're going to name the first folder that is going to be stored inside the title plus the brand. As we can see here, let me show you guys in our storage. As you can see here, we put the title and then the brand. See, red big bull rice 5 kg, then big bull. So we'll put the title and then the brand. That's how we're going to be naming it. So title plus the brand. Okay. So in that, with the brand, we're now going to save it inside that in another folder. That's just going to be the brand. And I'm going to put it on and then put it with its name. So this will be product image dot name. Okay, so this is the image here. Then we're going to say constant status plus to await. Am I typing in cap locks? Status equals to await. And we're going to say upload bytes. Upload bytes. I'm going to say image ref. For the product image. Okay. And then we're going to say dot then. And then we'll take a snapshot. A snapshot into equal to, we're going to return the snapshots. Okay, so we're going to return the snapshot, else we're going to say catch error, and we're going to return false. Okay, so we're going to return false. All right. So now if we're going to say if status, there's nothing in status. This, by the way, is returning us returning us the stats, the snapshot of the image. So if there's an error, it will catch it and it will return false. So that if it is false here, we can now stop the entire function and return false. Okay, so now that we return false, we want to get the URL of the image you just uploaded to our storage. So how are we going to do that? We're going to say constant upload image URL equals to await get download URL. I'm going to use a status dot ref dot then oh see function here, say return URL. Okay, so we've gotten the image URL here. So now we're going to save that into the Firestore database. So I'm now going to say constants product collection equals to collection db of products and after that we're going to say we're going to create a try catch function. So we're going to say try, we're going to say await addoc product collection ref. And what are we adding inside product collection ref? We're going to say URL, should be the upload URL. Then we're going to add every other thing that we get from here. And add it to. So in our try catch, we need to also catch, say error, and say return false. And the code application return false, else return true. So if it goes through the entire process and doesn't have any issues, it will return true. All right. So now that we've done that, we know we can upload our products now. So over here, we're going to delete this and retype it. Upload products. And we're going to just pass create our form insert. Then we're going to say if the result is true, alert the user or whoever is uploading a product created successfully. Exactly. Or else alert products error. I want to put error creating products. Okay. And after we do that, we want to refresh the entire page so that the user can go ahead to add another product in case it's adding multiple products. So we'll now say window.location reload. All right, so this page is perfect. Let's check it out. Okay, now we want if a user clicks on this image, and let me see what I have here. I have his logo. We want them to be able to see a small preview of what they've added or created. So what we're going to do, we're going to come here. Just going to say /theme avatar. Then we'll say div class name weight 50 dead, and we're going to say form data product image. If there's something inside, we want to display it, in which says source equals to URL dot create object URL, and we're going to pass in the form data.product image. We're going to say alt equals to just image. Okay, we're going to say class name max x. And save this. So if there's something in form data, I want to show this. Else, if there's nothing in form data, image source equals to avatar .png. Okay, then class name should still be max with excel. Save. Okay, so this has an alt, this has an alt. So what's the issue? Use image from there. No, we don't use image, we want to use this one. So here you can see we have a product here. So if we select another image, we have a preview of the image. That's exactly what we want. And then we can add some other things to see if it's working perfectly. Product title to the category, let's give it supermarket. 1,000 naira is okay. Products. And say beer 1 bottles. Okay. No key features or specification. Also free delivery. No variants are delivery set 3. We submit. So you can see here it's showing us product was created successfully. And I'm sure if we go to our storage here, let's search for the there are no files here. Why? What we gave it a title of good, alright? Yes, I remember. So let's come to products and search where title is equal to passwords. Apply. Okay, so it's here. We did get a URL here. So let's go back. I'm sure because it's not exactly the way I typed it, that's why. So if we go down, so we see it here, go down. Let's look for the query, and it's the image we just uploaded. So you can see it's working perfectly. Now we want to be able to display all the products that we have. So we're going to come to our lib. We're also going to display all the others that we have as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to J, we're going to end this so we don't go and overuse our distance. So we're just going to code all of that and then test it out. So we're going to create a file here. We're going to create help.js. This is going to help us display the currency properly. And we've already talked on this before, our engineer function. And then we're going to create another file called fetch data.js. Okay, so fetch data.js. This is going to help us in fetching our data. It's nothing too fancy, so I'm just going to copy the imports for us here. So we're just importing db collection query where get docs. That's just what we're doing, and we're getting all our refs, our products, and our orders ref. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to fetch products, which we have done when we're creating the main e-commerce clone. So here we're just seeing fetch product function, async function, of course. we're querying the products ref, that means the database of all the products. We're taking a snapshot, we're saying get all the docs into here, and then we're just mapping them so that we can add the ID parameter into the array, and then we're returning our results. That's all we're doing for our fetch product. Then fetch orders is the same. So here, the same thing, async orders. We're getting the documents into this and we're just mapping them out so we can get the IDs. That's just what we're doing. So now we're going to call them in the respective pages so we can look at them. So the first one we're going to do, we're going to come to our index page. And over here, we're going to create a get server-side props. We're going to say export async function get server-side. Okay. So we're going to say constant products equals await get products. Is it get or fetch? Fetch products. Okay. Then we're also going to say constant orders plus await fetch orders. Okay, let's scroll to the top. Okay, everything is all right. So then we're going to return. It has props. We're going to say return. We're going to say props. Let's say we're going to return the products. And we're also going to return the orders. Okay. So once we do that, we're going to come up here. I'm going to pass it through here. We're going to say product and orders. So here, total products, what we can do here, we can just say products.length .length. And here we can just say orders.length as well. Okay. So that's just pretty much it. And then we're going to create a component called all products. It's going to be a table that we're going to use to display all our products to our users. So we're going to say RFC or products. Then we're going to come back to our main page here. Okay. And we're going to say all products. I'm going to pass prop treat products. Say okay, and then let's close this obviously and save. So in our all products, we're going to get what we fetched. So here we're just going to use we're going to come here and we're going to say products. I'm going to save that. And then we're going to be using a table that we get from DaisyUI. So it's nothing fancy. So I'm just going to paste that here and explain it. So this table, we're just getting it, we're just making a small image title brand unit delivery style. Then here we're mapping through the products. We're using this in case it hasn't loaded yet, so we don't get an error. So we're saying product and the index number. The index number, we're just using it at number 1, 2, 3, 4 to like list it down. We're just displaying the image, the product title, the brand, the unit, the delivery method, and the index. That's just basically what we're doing here. Nothing much. So in our orders page, in our index here, we also have to do something similar like what we did in the main page. So here we can just come down and say export async function, get server-side props. This is why I really like NextJS. It's very easy to fetch data. Okay, so get server-side props. We're going to say constant orders equals to await fetch orders, and then we're going to pass that as a prop, and we're going to say orders. Okay, so we're passing it here as a prop orders. So we're going to create another file here. We're going to say all orders. I'm going to say RFC all orders. Then we're going to come back to our orders here, and here minimum height, we're going to delete this. You can say all orders and import that. Save. We're not going to pass in orders. It's equals to orders. Okay, so in our all orders page now, we're just going to map through the same thing that we did. Here we're going to also import the Nera this thing. Did we import that in this other page? Hold on, in our all products page, we import that. Are we also working on the price? We're just showing the image index. We're not showing price here. Let's just leave that. So in our orders here, we're going to need this because we're going to format the price. Now it's the same thing. We're just passing the orders here. And then here we're just going to pass in map through the orders. Should I just explain this? Okay, so here we're just using the table. We're still using the table from this thing from DaisyUI. We're just giving it a key of order.id. Very simple. We're mapping through each order with the order, and we're getting the index as well. Name, phone number, delivery address, cart sum, delivery sum, total. So we're formatting the cart sum, the delivery sum, and then we're adding the cart sum with the delivery sum so we can format it. And we're showing the order.phone number, the person's phone number, the person's address, and their name. And then the cart, because we submitted the person's cart in the e-commerce code, so we have to display that cart one after the other because it's a list of many items. So over here, we're mapping through the carts, the order.cart, we're mapping through it, and each item we're using match random as the key because we know some items in the carts may have the same ID. So we just want to create random here just to pass through that. And then we're just displaying the image, the item title, and then the delivery price of the item, and that's just what we're doing. What's the issue here? Okay. 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 So this is all fixed. Let's check it out. npm run div admin dashboard. So this UI is running. So let's refresh this. Okay. So you can see we have 45 products, 6 orders. We can see all the products here, and if you just scroll like this, you have to see the brand and the units that we have and the delivery method. So you can see we're mapping. This is the index. Let's go to product. This index that we pass here, as you know, if you are mapping through an array, you can get the index number of each item in the array. And then we're just using that as a number. That's why it starts on 0. So we're mapping through all the products we have in the database. And then our orders, as you can see, this is our first order: smart, phone number, Lagos, the cart sum, and then delivery sum. Okay. And then the total here. And then what is in his cart? These are what is in his cart. This is the second order. This is the only thing he has in his cart. This is the third order. This is what they have in their cart. 4, 5, 6. This is what they have in their cart. Their phone number. Delivery. This is the last one we will meet. So let's go ahead and look if we can see that CUDA item we created. Go back to home. We should be able to see it in the school. See it here. The CUDA we created with the wood this image. So that's that for the admin. Please leave a like. Please comment if you have any issues with your code. I'm more than willing to help. You can also help me out by buying me coffee. That really helps. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Please make sure to comment on what other videos you guys would like to see. I'll see you guys later. Cheers.